Hi, what's going on? I'm Mike McGarry. I'm the youth pastor here at Emmanuel Baptist Church, and I'd like to just share with you a brief video of an interview that I shot with Dave Burdette, the missionary that we support, who works down in Mexico, in Tijuana, talking about the safety concerns that are going on down there. So here's Dave. All right, so could you introduce yourself to us and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Love to do that. I'm Dave Burdette. Been working with Baptist General Conference, Converge Worldwide now, since 1979 in Mexico, doing church planting, and in mid-80s started organization Mexico Caravan Ministries, which hosts groups coming down to Mexico and exposing people to third world poverty and cross-cultural missions, and really mobilizing them for God's heart for the world, and do a lot of teaching, mobilization, mentoring kids, and helping train them to go cross-culturally.
Now, how many students would you say come down and participate in your ministries over the course of the summer?
I don't know. In a year, we have about 3,000.
Okay.
And so for the summer, probably at least a third, maybe a little more, maybe 1,500 of those are during the summer.
Now, what's your perspective on all these news stories about danger in Tijuana and don't go into Mexico, you're crazy if you go? What's your take on all that?
I'm in Tijuana 2 or 3 days a week, all over the city. I'm on the board of 3 different organizations. I'm always tracking with them and seeing how things are going. Out and around, go out and work with the groups. I have not seen anything different than I have over the last 25 years of being down there. The reports of violence, I would tend to say are exaggerated, but the violence that's happening is being very limited to the drug cartels and to enforcement people. There's been no violence against groups. The groups have, in any of the time, over the last several years that there has been violence, there have been no targeting of U.S. groups. We've not had one single instance. And I've had thousands, tens of thousands, maybe pushing 100,000 kids the whole time I've been doing this ministry, coming down with this. We have not had one instance of any kid, any group being targeted by any violence, any kidnapping attempts, anything even similar to that. So from my standpoint, there is no issue at all. I'm with the groups down there on a weekly basis and laughing with them and talking to them about their observations, and they actually tell me we feel safer here than we do in our hometown or home city, wherever they're from around the U.S. And I find that's true.
Now, what's the biggest difference that you've noticed personally in safety concerns and things of that nature over the past 2 or 3 years since Tijuana and the border has been kind of stirred up in the news and media?
Well, like I said, I really haven't noticed any difference, even the way that the people themselves live. A little bit of a heightened awareness of something, but people haven't changed their lifestyles. You see as many people on the streets, as many people out and around, public transportation as crowded as ever, people walking to their homes from the bus, where the bus lets them off. Nothing has really changed. Again, a little bit of a heightened awareness. People talk about it, but like I said, the violence has been extremely limited. I often call them even considerate that the drug cartels themselves are keeping the violence in-house and with enforcement people. So if you are not there pushing drugs, trying to nose in on someone else's territory, and if you're not trying to stop them, there's no reason to expect that anything would happen to you. And even the people themselves. Like I said, as I'm out and around the city, we're not noticing any differences as far as general how life operates.
Now, what's your, in Caravan Ministries, what's your relationship with the local police like?
We do have a man on the police force who is a liaison between the Tijuana Police Department and the U.S. groups that come down. We stay in touch with him very regularly to track what's going on around the city. Are there any hot spots? Is there any reason to be concerned? And they have responded. We've not had any instances of violence, but whenever we've called them for anything whatsoever, just for clarifications, he has been there right away, has responded well, and has kept us very well informed. We do pretty regular just vigilance from the standpoint of checking out the city. What's going on? Are there things going on? Are there kinds and types of violence that we should be aware of? And have really not found anything. There's nothing that has caused us reason to be concerned or alarmed. And being responsible for a ministry that hosts thousands of people a year, we take that very seriously and are not going to be willing to invite groups to come down if we think that there is legitimate reason to be concerned. I don't think it's any more dangerous coming to Tijuana. In fact, I think it's less dangerous coming to Tijuana than going to inner city LA or Boston for that matter, or New Orleans. The violent crimes per million are less in Tijuana than they are in those cities.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about Tijuana?
Tijuana is a very people-oriented culture. People watch out for one another, take care of one another. The groups that I have down there, just this past week, I was sitting down with a group and just laughing with them because they actually said we feel safer down here than we feel in our hometown. That we are surprised at how open children are, how open people are, just opening up their homes, taking in strangers. They said that would never happen in the U.S. We are always concerned about strangers. That's not one of the concerns that you have in Mexico. If anything, I honestly say Tijuana is a safer place to be, and the feelings that you will have being there are, wow, we feel safer here than we do at home. So that would be what I want people to understand. It's a city where the people take care of one another and will really watch out for one another.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.